A wise man learns more from his enemies than a fool from his friends. Confucius. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Lao Tzu. He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. Confucius. To know what is right and not do it is the worst cowardice. Confucius. The greatest glory in living, not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Confucius. Do not be desirous of having things done quickly. Do not look at small advantages. Desire to have things done quickly prevents their being done thoroughly. Your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. Confucius. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. Confucius. When anger rises, think of the consequences. Confucius. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Confucius. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. Sun Tzu. The greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Confucius. When you see a good person, think of becoming like him. When you see someone not so good, reflect on your own weak points. Confucius. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. He who knows all the answers has not been asked all the questions. Confucius. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Confucius. To love a thing means wanting it to live. Confucius. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Confucius. To be wronged is nothing unless you continue to remember it. Confucius. Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. Confucius. The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask is a fool for life. Confucius. When anger rises, think of the consequences. Confucius. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Chinese proverb. A wise man adapts himself to circumstances, as water shapes itself to the vessel that contains it. Confucius. If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. The more you know, the less you need. Lao Tzu. A man who does not plan ahead will find trouble at his door. Confucius. To see and listen to the wicked is already the beginning of wickedness. Confucius. Do not impose on others what you yourself do not desire. When it is obvious that goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goals, adjust the action steps. Be not afraid of growing slowly, be afraid only of standing still. Chinese proverb. He who knows others is wise, he who knows himself is enlightened. Lao Tzu. The hardest thing of all is to find a black cat in a dark room, especially if there is no cat. Confucius. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. Confucius. Success depends upon previous preparation, and without such preparation, there is sure to be failure. Confucius. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. Lao Tzu. Give a man a fish, and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. Chinese proverb. Time flows away like the water in the river. Confucius. The more you sweat in practice, the less you bleed in battle. Sun Tzu. He who conquers others is strong. He who conquers himself is mighty. Lao Tzu.